the main event starts tonight, right? The first couple series of the year, it's a good start. I mean, 5-1, you can't ask for anything more. I'm very happy with the way the team's playing, pitching, all that. But the Nationals and Rockies are tomato cans, right? Like
tomato cans, Rock.
Yeah, the tomato cans.
Tomato cans.
Tonight we start with the real deal. The 8-0 Los Angeles Dodgers are coming off of the World Series last year. We don't have to beat around the bush on this. The Dodgers are the best roster in baseball. Doesn't mean they're unbeatable, but they're the best team. They won the World Series last year. They very well might break the wins record this year. I mean, I don't think it's out of the question to think they're going to end up as the greatest regular season team of all time. But, Hugh, they're in here tonight, and here's what's really top of mind for me. I understand the date. Like, what is today? April? I said I understand the date. It's April 4th, okay?
Yeah,
it's April 4th.
The 4th.
So we are, a long way away from the postseason.
Got a lot of baseball left to be played.
Yep, and guess what? I don't care. Tonight's a big deal. This weekend is a big, big deal. At least it is for me. Because here's what I want to do, Hugh. I want to win the series, and I want to put a seed of doubt in the Dodgers if we see them in the postseason. Because, as I just said, they're a great team. And they're probably not going to lose many series the entire season. In fact, I went back and looked. So the two best teams I've ever seen, 98 Yankees won 114 games, 2001 Mariners won 116. Mm-hmm. So I went and looked, like, how many series did those teams lose all year? Because if you win that many games, you can't lose many series, right?
Yeah.
Those teams, the Yankees in 98 and the Mariners in 2001, lost 6 series and 7 series the whole year. So the way I view this is the Dodgers are probably only going to lose, 6, 7, 8 series the whole year. I want one of them to be this weekend, tonight. I want to put the seed of doubt in their head that if they play the Phillies in the postseason, it's just like last year when we took 5 out of 6. 215-592-9494. We could start with your calls on all this. Hugh, the Taiwan thing yesterday, and is this weekend a big deal? Hugh, what do you think? Big team coming in, but it is April 4th.
Well, can I be allowed the long talk just for a minute?
That's what we do.
And this is what I need people to understand. Kyle's on one today. It's Friday. Is this a big series? Yes and no. It's a big series because it's the Dodgers, and what they've been able to do and everything, and the fact that this fan base wants to see something good from this team. I get all of that. It's a Friday night. This is the series we played 2 tomato tans. I like that one.
Keeping yourself grounded.
Keeping me grounded. And they want to see what this team looks like against a really, really good baseball team, a hot baseball team, the hottest baseball team.
Yep.
But I have to say, for the players, this is just another series this early in the year. Now, there's some elements of a measuring stick in there, no question about that. But does it matter, Joe? Not really. Not really. It's too early. And this team is still trying to figure it out. We were just having arguments yesterday about Sosa being in the lineup. Mm-hmm. And, Alec Bohm and him hitting and everything. There's a lot to be said about it. It's just, for us, the Dodgers are off to a hot start. They look like they're unstoppable. And the game that they had the other night against the Braves, coming back the way that they did, and they were down, and Shohei Ohtani doing what he's done, I get all of that. But this is just another series in a long line of series that we have. We still got well over 150 games.
We do. There's a lot of baseball to go. But sometimes early, that litmus test matters. 215-592-9494. And I'll tell you what, I could just hear everyone on our show Monday if it goes wrong this weekend. See? Nothing changed.
Well, that's what people do,
I know,
man.
But you know what? 5-1, I think the town is starting to get a little excited here, right? Like, there's a little doubt entering the season, but they're playing well. If they beat the Dodgers this weekend, we're going to be off and running with excitement.
Yeah.
If they lose the Dodgers, it's going to be like, see, all right. First 2 series, whatever. It was tomato cans. When they saw a real team, the same issues were exposed, especially, like, they haven't struck out much. We pointed out the stat yesterday. After Game 1, when they struck out 1,000,000 times, they've really been pretty good at not striking out. Now, this weekend, they're going to face Yamamoto, Sasaki, Glasnow. If they don't strike out against these guys, then maybe they really have changed. No, maybe this is a better version of the Phillies.
There's some elements of this game that you want to watch, and you're going to watch real closely.
Yep.
You got to score runs. I'm not sitting here saying, by me saying all that, it doesn't matter, that you should lose this series. I'm not saying you lay down and let the Dodgers come in here and, beat you up. Then you're not going to let them do that.
You catch yourself there?
Yes, I did.
Oh, no, come on. 10:09.
You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. So there's some pride with this. You want to see where you are.
Yeah.
But when we start talking about, a World Series, what do they call it when you say preview of the world? Nah, this ain't it.
Well, here's what it is for me. 215-592-9494. It's an ability to show the Phillies have changed. They are better. They are improved. And I want the seed of doubt in the Dodgers. Look, last year the Phillies beat them 5 out of 6. Now, we didn't get to see it in the playoffs, but I did wonder if we did get that playoff matchup, would that be in the back of the Dodgers' minds? If we beat them again this year, like, if I'm a Dodger and the only team over the last 2 years to consistently beat me is the Phillies, that'd be in the back of my mind around October.
That's in their mind now.
But if they beat us, then it evens out. I want to keep beating them.
I think there's going to be a lot of pride into this game. It always is.
Yeah.
But to sit here and say, well, hey, guys are saying, hey, this could be a preview for who gets to the World Series. There's a lot of baseball left to be played.
There is. The teams will change a lot, but it's a big litmus test early. 215-592-9494 to hop in here. Let's hear from Dave Dabrowski early in spring training, talking about last year playing the Dodgers, never having the chance to see them in October, but what they did in the regular season against them.
I don't hear anybody say, hey, the Phillies beat the Dodgers 5 out of 6 last year during the regular season. All right, we did. And so, they've got a tremendous club, as do others in our league. But I think we match up against anybody. I hope we get the opportunity to do that in October.
Well, I do too. And you know what would really, would stand out?
What's
if
that?
we get to this October and we could say, in the last 2 years they beat them 10 out of 12. That starts tonight. Let's hear John Middleton yesterday on the Phillies show at Citizens Bank Park with Ruben Amaro and Jim Salisbury and Todd Zalecki. Here's what he said about this upcoming Dodger series.
But look, if you want to win the World Series, whether they're in the American League or the National League West or the National League East, you're going to have to beat them at some point in time. To be the best, you have to beat the best. And so, it's difficult because the financial resources that the Yankees have, the Mets have, and the Dodgers have is just significantly more than other people. In fact, Hal Steinbrenner is quoted as saying, we're at a huge disadvantage compared to the Dodgers. So that gives you a sense of where how perceives the competition and where he stands. I think we match up with any of them, frankly. I think it's a challenge, but I guess I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I am too. I think it's a big deal starting tonight. 215-592-9494 to hop in. Is this series versus the Dodgers a big deal? And, of course, Victory Lap Hugh today. Throw your flowers at him. He nailed the Taiwan start. Kyle, what are you feeling this morning as we get Hugh not quite peacocking, but he did nail that yesterday.
He wants to.
I know.
You can tell.
It's on the way.
He's high road Hugh today.
Yeah, he is.
Kyle, he's waiting for it. That's why. So them cuts spooled up. I'm not gonna do that, man. I'm not gonna do that.
Stop.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, we have 3.5 hours or so to go.
Yeah,
Kyle,
we'll
what are you feeling tonight? Is this series versus the Dodgers a big deal?
Yeah, so as someone who took the pledge
Yep.
and took the pledge seriously.
Unlike some people, Hugh Douglas.
Well, at least he's consistent. He's saying it's not a big deal. Of course it's a big deal. This is a measuring stick series, and I don't care how early in the season it is. I'm thinking of, I guess, for example, like when the Ravens played the Chiefs in Week 1 in that opener. Don't you think if they had beaten Kansas City, Ravens fans would be sitting there going like, uh-oh, like new big dog in town.
It's our turn.
But the Chiefs won, and they made a statement that they were still the team to beat in the AFC. And you know what? Guess what? They were still the team to beat in the AFC. You can make statements and take things from things that happened earlier on in the season. Like, it's not just a measuring stick to see how we stack up against the Dodgers. It's a measuring stick to see what we really have in the Phillies. You said it. Well, in some way, shape, or form, that we played, Kameda Tans?
Kameda Tans. We played Kameda Tans.
We did. I mean, we beat up on the Nationals and the Rockies, and that's great. And I love the fact that we started off the season strong. And look, let's be honest. People would have been upset if we had stumbled out of the gate against those two teams. So, I challenge everybody. In fact, I think anyone who says that it's not a big deal is going to be lying, because you know what people will say Monday. If we happen to get swept by the Dodgers, everyone's going to be like, pack it in. The Dodgers are just better than everybody else. Nobody's going to beat them, and the Phillies are just the same old team. Like, I'm with you. It's a big deal. I want to see the Phillies go out there and take the series versus the Dodgers and show them that we're right there too.
Listen, I know it's early in the season, and obviously no team goes undefeated in baseball. That's crazy talk, right? But they're undefeated. Like I need to knock them off their perch this weekend because if they come in here and
they do. They are kind of hot though.
Yeah, I mean
Ever since they got back from overseas.
They went to Japan and won, and they haven't played terrible. It's not like they've actually not beaten up on tomato cans. They beat them. Cubs are decent, and
Braves were tomato cans.
Oh, the Braves are tomato can already?
How many games the Braves won this year?
0. But do you look at the Braves as a
tomato can?
Yeah, the Braves might be a I can't even do this.
Tomato tan.
Tomato can. Whatever they are.
Tomato tan.
Here's what I need. I need wins this weekend. We need to beat the Dodgers. It's a big deal. It is absolutely a big deal.
On the Braves thing, can we slow down a little bit?
Yeah, Hughes calling them a tomato can.
I know.
Well, they've been a tomato tan this weekend. Well, this week, I should say.
No, they started off terribly, and I get no team has made the playoffs.
It's a lot of baseball left to be played. I get that.
How many years have there been this many playoff spots available, though?
3.
Yeah, so
they
probably will still make the playoffs.
I wouldn't quite bury them yet, but they have not played well so far. 215-592-9494. That is how you hop aboard. All right, let's get to the phone lines here. All things on Hughes' prediction of Taijuan Walker yesterday, and starting tonight, the Dodgers are in, the defending champ, undefeated Dodgers. Is this series a big deal? I mean, typically, if this series was in August or September, everyone would say it is. But it's April 4th, and Hughes pushed it back.
It might even rain tonight, huh?
It's going to be fine. We got
you
baseball. Let me check the weather.
It was crazy last night.
No, it was crazy this morning.
Yeah, I guess that was this morning.
I think we're clear. I think we're clear tonight. Just a little cloudy, 65. No, we got a baseball game.